Right from the epoch of human economic history, recession and economic crisis has been an aspect of human economic development. Right from the epoch or from the beginning of civilization, history has recorded that countries all over the world have passed through economic recession and economic crisis at one particular point in time. In fact, right from the period of the Great Depression down to our present time in 2024, economic crisis has characterized the world and has thrown the world into pandemonium, chaos, uncertainty, and instability. In other words, economic recession has come to live with us. But despite the fact that economic recession has come to live with us, there are some pattern or ways through which we can actually make money if only we can be able to know where to look. Economic crisis actually created economic opportunity if you know where to actually look. Welcome to another segment of intellectual brainstorming and academic excellence. My name is David Oni and my YouTube channel is David Oluwis. Now let us dive into this topic: how to make money in economic recession. Now, whenever there is an economic recession, it is noted or known that we allow our emotions to becloud our sense of judgment to take the rightful decision. In other words, sometimes we end up taking the wrong decision and we end up paying the high price for such wrong decisions. Nigeria, for example, is experiencing economic recession now and a high level of inflation. Before I proceed, let me just quickly brush you through or put you through or just analyze what we mean by inflation. When you say there is an inflation, it means that there is a high cost in the prices of goods and services in the society. And this inflation is further compounded by the fact that money will lose its value at this particular period in the time, because money does not add value in the period of inflation because the price of goods and services have actually skyrocketed, and because they have actually skyrocketed, it will make money not to have a value. And because money does not add value, there's a tendency that most industries or companies will have to lay off their workers or people working may have to lose their jobs. That's the effect of what of inflation. Now, for someone that is keeping his money in the bank, where you actually feel that you have millions and millions of money in the bank, I can bet you that during the period of inflation, that money does not have any value. The only thing that can make your money to have value in the period of inflation is when you put your money into work. That is, at that period in time, your money is working for you or growing wealth for you. And that is why I always advise people that you don't put your money in the bank. If you put your money in the bank, it will create dust, and the bank will use your money to lend to other people and make a profit at the end of the day. And I can bet you that nothing is going to be given to you, most especially when you have a savings account. And even if you have a current account, you will even end up paying the banks for keeping your money with them. Now, let's go back again now. When the market is booming, it means that the prices of stocks are going to be high. At this period of time, it might be difficult to buy stocks because the prices of stocks are going to be very high during this period. So it is not advisable to buy stocks during the time of inflation, but it is imperative that you can sell in the period of inflation due to what? Due to this scenario. Now, in the period of inflation, you will discover that the prices of stocks are going to lose their value at this particular period of time. So the market is not booming in the period of what of inflation, economic recession, and because of that, the price of stocks are going to be very, very, very low. So because of that, people are going to be losing their money and companies are going to be losing their value. But at this point in time of crisis, it is an opportunity for some group of people, most especially those that have an idea on how to actually trade, or they have what we call financial education. It actually creates a huge opportunity to buy a lot of stocks at this period of time and make a lot of money. You ask me, why is the price or the value of stocks are going to reduce at this particular period of time? Because there is crisis, the price of stocks will go down and it will create what we call panic. A lot of people, they are going to panic because the price of stocks and rental estate and other forms of businesses are going to go down. So a lot of people are going to be panicking, and because they are panicking, they are going to sell their stocks. They are going to sell their stock because at that point in time, the value of the stock is dwindling and dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. Now, what I mean by dwindling is that it's going down, and because they're scared, and because they're scared of losing their money, they are going to sell most of these stocks, and that is where somebody like Warren Buffett comes in. Warren Buffett will wait for a long period of time for the country to experience what we call economic recession, and that is when he is going to come around and buy most of these stocks and make huge amount of money. That's Warren Buffett for you. So in a period of economic recession or economic crisis, it is imperative or obligatory for you to buy stock, because at that point in time, stocks are going to lose their value so that you can make a profit for yourself. Now, in the period of economic recession or crisis, you will discover that there are losers and there are winners. There are going to be losers and there are going to be winners in economic crisis. Now, the psychology of investment is very important in this aspect, because every human is, governed by what I call emotion, and that is why I emphasize in it that when you are making decisions in life, don't allow your emotion to becloud your judgment. So you should not allow your emotions to becloud your judgment, because money does not have emotions and it is also emotionless. That is, money does not have any emotion, but you should have emotion, and because of the emotion, you should be able to take the rightful decision on what to do whenever there is an economic crisis in a country, as we're experiencing in Nigeria now. Now, you must know how the economic system works. And the best way which you can be able to know how the economic system works is that you need what we call financial education. So when you have financial education, you will have a preamble, you will have an idea, you will have an intuitive knowledge, you have the background and the understanding of how the economic system works. That whenever there is an economic recession, that is the right time for you to buy stocks, because the price of stocks are going to come down. So you can buy at what has a 50% discount, because later on, after some years, the stocks are going to bounce back. And when they bounce back, they'll come back to their normal value. And that's when you are going to make a lot of money. So at that point in time, you are going to be a winner. So to win, you must find out where the opportunities actually are. You need to find out where the opportunities actually are. And for you to find out where the opportunities are, I actually come out with this idea, which I call POOP. I call it POOP. That is POOP. 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 Now somebody will say, what does it mean by poop? Do you want to poo or do you want to go to the toilet? No. We are talking about economic analysis here. So POOP is P double O and P. Now, what does POOP stands for? P stands for panic, O stands for overselling, and O stands for opportunity. That's the next O. And the next P stands for profit. Now, How does this work? How does who works in the system? When there's an economic recession, you discover that people are always panicking because of the fact that the prices of stocks are what are dwindling, they are coming down. So they are going to panic, and when there's a panic, there is the highest tendency that people are going to be beginning to sell their stocks. Now, when they begin to sell their stock, there's not what we call overselling. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose your money. So they will begin to sell the stocks below the benchmark. That is, they can give a discount of 50% when they are selling the stock. So there's going to be panic, and because of the panic, because of the economic recession, people are going to engage in what we call overselling. They want to sell off their stocks before they lose all their money. Now, as they are selling off their stocks, this will create what we call opportunity for those that have the financial education and knows the right moment to actually strike the market. Do you see now? So it will create an opportunity, and that opportunity will now create what we call a profit. So who plays out time after time, most especially in a period of economic crisis. So during the period of economic crisis in 2020, after the coronavirus pandemic in 2002 and 2008, because of the economic situation this time, a lot of people began to engage in what we call a panic selling, and that panic selling leads to what we call overselling, and that overselling leads to what we call opportunity, and that opportunity leads to what we call profit, like what Warren Buffett is actually engaged in. So it will eventually create a profit. So you must cut through your emotion and the noise associated with economic recession and economic crisis. So economic crisis create opportunity to make profit as an investor. So you must look for that opportunity and grow your money. Now, it should not be a time for you to follow the majority who are always angry, depressive, brooding, and panicking at this particular period in time. Because at the end of the day, the stock is going to bounce back. But unfortunately, a lot of people cannot be able to wait for this. And that's why most people during this particular period in time, they always end up selling. So if you actually belong to the category of people that whenever there is economic recession, you are always panicking and you want to sell off your stocks, I don't think it's as vital, because the stocks will actually bounce back. And it's also a win-win for those that will buy those stocks at the end of the day, because they will buy it at a lower price and they will sell it at a higher price after some period of time. So your financial education is very, very important. You need to have financial education. And how do you acquire this financial education? It is by watching programs like this, videos like this. You can buy a lot of books on motivation, on financial education, on how to actually build your wealth and invest your money well. Now, I always tell people, if you don't have a strong financial education about to create a wealth, you can actually go for what we call a passive investment strategy. Passive investment strategy. And what is passive investment strategy? A passive investment strategy is an indirect way of investment. That is, you are not directly involved in the investment. Somebody is trading on your behalf and you are given a particular percentage at the end of the month. You understand now? Then for the active investment, if you have a very strong financial education on balance sheets, on how companies make money, their executive board and the rest of them, their profit turnover and their dividend at the end of the year, you can actually go for active strategy or active or investment. But in most cases, you don't have the time. I will not advise you to go for an active investment strategy, because it involves time, it involves knowledge, financial education, and a host of things. But for people like us that we don't have that time to actually invest our time, our energy, our everything into an active investment strategy, we go for what we call the passive investment strategy, where we buy stocks indirectly. And if you go watch most of my videos, I've actually explained most of them for you there, like the FBN Edge or equity, like the Stanbic IPTC, fund and the rest of them. I've explained all of them on stocks. I mentioned something like money market I mentioned the HALA funds, I mentioned fixed income funds, I mentioned the euro funds, I mentioned dollar funds, and a host of them where you can invest your money and actually get some percentage at the end of the year, which is what a compound interest. That is, if you invest, like for example, like 10 million naira in a year, that is, you are saving money into it, and which is 1 year, and you're able to save like 10 million. That means that 10 million will get you 11 point something million. Can you see that now? So you are not the one working now, your money is the one working for you, and somebody is out there doing that business for you, but you get what we call interest at the end of the year. And that interest is actually what, compound, in the sense that compound in the sense that if that 10 million naira is there for the next 10 years, that means that 10 million in the next 10 years will become 20 point something million. That is profit for you. So that's what investment is all about. That's what retirement plan is all about, preparing for the future. Because if you don't prepare well, you might end up what, not standing well in the future. So this is the time for investment. This is time for an opportunity to actually make your money to grow for you, rather for you to be working for money. Do you get now? So let your money work for you. And one of the ways through which you can be able to let your money work for you is when you invest your money. Our advice to you again, don't put your money in the bank, because the bank will lend out your money to other people, and when they make the profit, it will be for them only, not for you. But put your money where at the end of the day you are going to get something in return for yourself as a profit every time. And if you have much knowledge about what financial education is all about, you can go for active strategy investment plan. Do you get it now? So the choice is actually yours. This is a period of inflation in Nigeria, and a lot of people are finding it very hard to actually survive, because during this period of time, money is going to lose value. Money is going to lose value. A lot of companies will declare bankruptcy. They are going to close down, and when they close down, a lot of people are going to be out of their jobs. They are going to be out of jobs, and when they are out of jobs, money is going to have less value. Money is going to have less value. So a lot of people are going to be unemployed during this particular period of time. But if you are well prepared, most like you are working, then this will not catch you unaware, because you are well prepared. So economic recession is an opportunity, and it's also where most people also lose money, and where you also have winners at the end of the day, most especially those that have a financial education. And that's why we are here for you, to put you through on how to actually invest your money. Most of us today, we are cashing out at the end of the day. Every day by 12 p.m. we get something to our account, and the account is actually growing and growing and growing and skyrocketing. Somebody was telling me the other time, he invested some money, like he started with 200,000 naira, and today he has about over a million in his account. And last year alone, he made over 100 and something thousand naira. For last year alone, 100 and something thousand naira. And this year I started counting now, he's making about 40 something thousand naira already, because he has started putting money again from January to April. He has started putting money. So he has made almost 150,000 naira within last year and this year alone. That is money for you. That's money. So let your money work for you. Let your money work for you. So it is time for investment. It's time for you to put your money into the right place where you can get something in return, because you have financial education. On this note, I'm going to end the lecture on how to make money in the economic recession. If you have not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, go and subscribe there. Now, in fact, now I'm talking to you now, I beg, go subscribe. So I remain your humble, loyal, dedicated, pragmatic, innovative, inventive, David Oni. And my YouTube channel is what is David Oniwiz. And to our returning subscribers, I want to say a very big thank you. We really appreciate and love you guys. Thank you so much. And if you never subscribe now. Leave your comment on how to start the button, and don't forget to share our videos to the outside world, so that people can actually gain from this video, so that we can all make money together in 2024. Till we meet next time. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye bye.